So, what do you think about when you hear the word crime?
Batman coming down, fighting crime in Gotham. Frankenstein creating a horrifying, inhumane monster. Or telling your teacher that your dog ate your homework.
What makes these types of stories so popular and why hasn't it endured for so long? Welcome to a magnificent podcast with your beloved hosts, Lachlan and Christian.
Today's podcast will focus on the idea of modern adaptations of crime fiction and how the modernization of print text have allowed the audience to be immersed into a new experience while reading the text. Its enduring popularity lies in its ability to engage readers through the thrill of suspense and the joy when solving the crime. Its popularity endures through the new ways of enjoying the genre, engaging audiences through modern literary forms such as films and blogs, which generates new opportunities for composers to alter the way in which thrill and suspense can be built up.
So, what are some examples of these classical crime fiction texts? There are hundreds or even thousands of texts that could fit this category, but Sherlock Holmes and the Study in Scarlet by Arthur Conan Doyle is the main focus in today's talk.
Oh yes, Our Study in Scarlet. This classic text has been adapted into many forms, including films, novels, and even plays. A Study in Pink, directed by Paul McGuigan, is an outstanding modern adaptation. It employs visual illustrations and advanced film techniques instead of text to depict the rapid advancement of filming technology. McGuigan uses inventions such as smartphones and high-quality cameras to immerse the audience into a new reality, effectively illustrating themes and messages through these innovative visual techniques.
So, who are the main characters and what is their role in the film?
John Watson and Sherlock Holmes play a vital role in these texts. Watson is a former army surgeon who was wounded in the Second Anglo-Afghan War, who becomes the loyal companion of Sherlock Holmes. Holmes can be described as an eccentric detective figure who has superior powers of deduction, which allows him to figure out your entire life based on minor details, even if you washed your hands after taking a shit. Due to the use of modern technology, such as phones and computers, the characters are able to create new leads to finally find the person who's behind all this chaos. A Study in Scarlet was the first story that featured the eccentric detective, Sherlock Holmes. The print text is one of the most enduring crime fiction texts that intrigued audiences when it was first published in the 1880s. During this period, the composer Arthur Conan Doyle introduced the world to crime fiction through newfound conventions of crime solving.
So, what is a crime convention? Crime conventions are the aspects of a story that makes it feel like the genre of crime. Doyle has incorporated many conventions to further engage the reader. Crime conventions such as red herrings and an eccentric detective figure were apparent throughout his stories, which have modernly adapted into films such as A Study in Pink. This progression from print text to films has allowed readers to become more actively engaged due to visual cues and technological advancements. These visual cues enable the audience to fully comprehend events within a scene more easily than imagining them based on written text.
Sherlock investigates the first murder, A Study in Scarlet, uncovering crucial details overlooked by others and drawing readers deeper into the investigative process and how the quest for truth and justice. In a dark corner of the room, Sherlock finds a piece of paper, which he burns to reveal the word rake, written in blood red on the wall. However, Sherlock displays his intellect by dismissing Gregson's claim about a woman named Rachel being involved in the murder. He later explains to Watson that rake means revenge in German. Before that, he carefully examined the room with his trademark magnifying glass and tape measure. Sherlock discusses with Watson about how the writing is a red herring, noting the A, if you noticed, was printed in somewhat after the German fashion. Now a real German invariably prints in the Latin character. The technique of characterization is prevalent throughout this scene to showcase Sherlock's observational skills and deductive reasoning. This enhances reader engagement by immersing them into the detective's mind, inviting them to participate in the investigation.
An episode of the Sherlock Holmes series, A Study in Pink, reimagines the themes of suspense and justice that capture the engagement of the reader, but now with the use of multimodal and film techniques. The audience reveals the protagonist's need to obtain justice by using his power of deduction. Through the use of modern technologies, the audiences are able to engage with the modernized retelling of classic stories like A Study in Scarlet. Throughout the first part of the series, the audience is introduced to a pivotal scene where several victims are depicted consuming poisonous pills, contributing to what the police label as a mass suicide. Shortly after the series plays, the episode shows a down-angle shot capturing Jeffrey Patterson consuming the fatal pills. This choice of shot portrays Patterson as weak and inferior, as if he was coerced into taking the pills. However, the audience soon learns that this scene is a red herring, misleading viewers about Patterson's role and the true nature of these suicides. The down angle mimics the perspective of CCTV footage, giving the scene a surveillance like quality. This technique enhances the sense of powerlessness and inevitability. This use of technology makes the scene feel more realistic as it immerses the audience to make them feel like they're part of the investigation to figure out what is truly happening. The CCTV like footage and misleading red herring prompt viewers to look deeper and to not take things at face value. This ties into the series' broader theme of justice and the pursuit of truth, as characters and viewers must sift through deception to uncover the reality between the mass suicides. Furthermore, to find the truth and finally achieve justice, Holmes utilizes his clues they gain from superior deductive reasoning skills to unravel the mystery and identify the person behind his mass suicide. His pursuit of justice is evident as he goes to great lengths like playing games with the murderer where he had to decide between two bottles. Holmes is brought into a dimly lit room at Roland Kerr Further Education College where the cabbie explicitly threatens Holmes to decide between the two pills. The cabbie is able to gain insight information on Sherlock's abilities and his power of deduction based on a website that's accessible to the public about Sherlock's science of deduction. This is published to the World Wide Web to allow both mediums from the universe to interact and fully understand the perspectives of what the characters are able to see in the film. This enables the audience to be more engaged in new and more active ways instead of just passively watching the movie, as the viewers have the ability to interact with the website and fully understand the context of what the cabbie is saying. This allows the audience to interpret the scene as they try and solve the mystery. An over the shoulder close up shot further intensifies the engagement of the audience by providing a personal and intimate view of the characters' interactions. It allows the audience to feel like they're participating in the conversation or while being able to recognize the characters' facial expressions as they go on a journey of emotions, making them feel the intensity of the moment and the significance of Sherlock's choices. It illustrates that justice is not easily achieved and always comes with a consequence no matter what, where one's actions can deeply affect others.
As a result of the enhancement of the technology within society, Paul McGuigan decided to integrate a website that allows the audience to visit. John Watson's blog allows the modern audience to be absorbed into the unusual nature of his mind and allows us to see the world from his perspective through the contemporary medium of a blog. Along with the captivating the audience through the form of his journal entries that give his perspective of the various cases, John Watson also explores and shares his personal life on this platform. For example, A Study in Pink is able to give the reader insight into the effectiveness of his blog as a method of rehabilitation into society, as he regularly converses and interacts with his comments. This also reflects the increasing fluctuation in popularity of online publishing as an alternative to written forms of media, like A Study in Scarlet. John's inhibited and conversational tone also also adds to the relatability with the readers as he includes personal anecdotes along with humor. This relatability assists John in strengthening his relationship with the modern audience. Furthermore, the incorporation of photos within the blog contributes to another layer of immersion, as it provides the audience with additional context and information. The use of photos makes it more relatable to modern audiences, as the majority of media include visual cues such as subtitles and images of Watson's adventure around the world to captivate readers and to actively engage with them. John Watson's blog can be interpreted as behind the scenes of his chaotic living situation with Sherlock and acts as a gateway to a place that John can interact and settle in with the world. This is depicted through the comments under his post, as there are various comments from fans of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, as well as comments from characters that were in A Study of Scarlet, such as Mrs. Hudson and Stamford. This invokes a sense of familiarity within the audience. The comments allow the reader to connect with the characters as they are more relatable. Furthermore, Watson engages with the readers through engaging with and replying to the comment section, which strengthens the connection with the author and audience. This gives a sense of realism as an alternative to print text of Sherlock Holmes.
In essence, modernized adaptations of crime fiction actively engage audiences as new technological advances grant composers the ability to better curate their audience's experience of a text. This is highlighted by Arthur Conan Doyle's text A Study in Scarlet. Through the use of crime conventions such as red herrings and suspense, the director is able to actively engage with the audience by providing a different perspective on the events seen. The use of external websites allow the audience to be submerged into a new reality as they're able to learn more and see a different side of the characters. From print text to films to websites, crime fiction continues to captivate audiences by utilizing new technologies and literary techniques. These adaptations not only enhance reader immersion but allow the audience to experience what it's like as the famous Sherlock Holmes, and the satisfaction of unraveling mysteries in engaging ways. Well, that's the end of our amazing podcast.